right. NetDicks movie shitheads. We got Uncle Swag here, and I've got an explanation to make. I've got to talk about Annihilation here today, guys. Woo-wee! Posted a review on Instagram, and I got some fucking shit hurled at me. I'm not backing down. That movie fucking sucked, guys. Like, it actually sucked, and I can't believe that this many people loved it. Woo! So, for starters, we got Annihilation. Came out in 2018 this year. Directed by Alex Garland. Has a $40 million budget. So, pretty solid sized budget. Probably small for the sci-fi genre, but respectable. Got a respectable director who came off Ex Machina a couple years ago. I'm sorry. And we got Natalie Portman. We've got the guy from Ex Machina. I always forget his name. And Star Wars. Those are the two big guys. There's a recognizable woman as part of Natalie Portman's crew. Not the hugest cast, but I'm sure Nat Portman took a chunk of that change. So yeah, I don't know. I read all the comments. I really don't understand what people liked about it. I think for starters, I think that this movie is bad, and I think it's very well directed. And so I think it's a lot like that saying of, you could put lipstick on a pig, but it doesn't mean you can fuck it, or something like that. I don't know exactly what the saying is, but let's not fuck this pig. This is a pig, man. So yeah, I don't know. Here's for starters, it's a sci-fi. So that's important to start with, because everything has to be graded on that scale. So if you're making a sci-fi movie in 2018, you really got to push the boundaries, and you gotta throw something at the viewer that they haven't seen before. And you damn sure can't make your movie boring as fuck. You damn sure can't do that anymore. We're talking about 2018, man. You need to blow our fucking minds if you're gonna try and make a sci-fi. Now, granted, I'm obviously incorrect because the movie did very well in the box office. I'd be interested what its final make cut was, but I'd imagine it blew its $40 million budget out of the water. Probably made. I really don't know, but it got great reviews. People loved it. So here's what happened. I watched this movie. Yeah, we'll just run through the Dwight method, and we'll see. And I'll just justify where I came from. So the directing's a 9 out of 10. It's fucking fantastic, honestly. I like his directing style. That's the first amount of lipstick. That's honestly all the lipstick, and then Natalie Portman's a piece of lipstick too. Yeah, he's a great director. He uses these vivid backgrounds. They're beautiful. He uses these slow camera movements. They're very similar to Ex Machina. He's able to create a vision, almost like a painting within his movie. I honestly enjoyed it from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. It was great directing. I think I had to give him a little bit lower. Yeah, I mean, a 9's a great score, but it could have been higher. But there's some shit involved. I don't know. The director gets a lot of decision making, so I don't know. It could have been. If you want to give it higher than a 9, hey, go ahead. I like the directing, but I think a 9's a fair score. Okay, so now we got the acting. I gave the acting a 4 out of 10. I don't understand how you could watch that movie and give it much higher. It was below average. I think it was well below average. Every character in the movie, I believe, acted pretty poorly. I'm trying to think of instances of good acting. Maybe when the guy was an alien and he came back for the first time and he wasn't talking, even that wasn't very believable. Natalie Portman's whole ex-military walking into the storm, none of that was believable. The lady who was dying of cancer, that wasn't believable. The lady who went crazy and tied everybody up, that wasn't believable. None of it. I just didn't believe any of it. I think four is fair. You know, lower than 4, that's pretty shitty. But you put Nat Portman in there, yeah, you gave me some expectations, and you didn't even come close to meeting them. Not even close, dude. That acting was bad. I was pretty disappointed in Nat Portman, but I think she got handed a shitty script because the writing was bad. Oh my god! So I gave the writing a 4 out of 10 too. I mean, I don't know if y'all would have been happy if I didn't give it a, you know, I'll say the final score is a 5.8. Maybe if I gave it like, oh, a 6.3, maybe that would have made y'all happy. No, the writing sucked. I'm gonna call a shitty movie shitty when it sucks. Yeah, the writing a 4 out of 10 for mostly the same reasons. Like every conversation that they had was unbelievable. I had similar issues with Ex Machina, but not near to this proportion. They just, when the lady went crazy and tied everybody up, if you've seen the movie, I thought the writing was poor, I thought the acting was poor. The way she talked, the way she was like just going crazy, I can't remember exact lines, but that wasn't fucking real. And the conversation at the beginning with Natalie Portman and her, you know, fuck buddy, just the dialogue, man. And that's mostly what I look at when I look at writing, because screenwriting falls under plot. The dialogue was ass. Like, there's no other way to say it. I'm trying to think of instances of good writing. The conversation where she decides to go into the storm and she's meeting the 4 women for the first time, or 3 women. Terrible. Terrible, guys. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to yourself. It was terrible. Okay. So the impact. I gave the impact a 5. Because once again, it's sci-fi genre. It's I wouldn't say it's easy to get a high score, but you can achieve a very high impact score in the sci-fi genre if you impact the way people think. Or if at the end of the movie, people are revisiting what they just saw. So maybe I could bump this up, but it did very little for me. It did very little for me in terms of thinking of aliens. It did very little for me in terms of thinking of alien contact with the United States. Like, Men in Black did a much better job of that. Or America, or the world, you know, just alien impact. That was a big one. Everybody, all these people on our fucking Instagram were trying to tell me, oh, it's all about loss and cancer. And I mean, I'm sure it was, and I'm sure the book is good. I had somebody said the book is good. I'm sure the book was good. Normally that's how a movie gets made, is because a book was really good and really, you know, what is it, enthralling. But the movie wasn't, man. I think it's one of those. I think it was a sappy book, probably. I think it was about cancer. I think it was about loss. Shit, the movie gave me no fucking emotional response with that. I didn't give a shit if Natalie Portman lived, died, fucking fell off a bridge, sucked a cock. The movie sucked, guys. The emotional response wasn't there. I know it's just me talking, and there's like, who gives a fuck? I don't know, guys. It did not impact me in the slightest. The one part of impact, and this is probably why I could have given it a higher score, maybe a 6.5. If you really love the ending, I could understand a 7, I guess. Which I kind of love the ending. The ending is you know, alien, and she meets the alien, and the alien mimics her, and then the alien goes back to Earth, and it's very trippy, and it's some of the best directing. I think it's some of the best directing I've seen in a modern movie in a while. And so, yeah, the alien makes contact, it copies her. I'm just trying to understand where the impact would come out of that. The only impact is in thinking after the movie, what the fuck did I just watch? Because that's the emotion it gives. You're like, what the fuck did I just see? That alien just came back to Earth, this trippy silver being. And then at the end, there's like a little twist. You're like, is Natalie Portman an alien? And so, you know, for raising a question like that, go fuck yourself. You know, no, I'm not going to give you brownie points for doing exactly what you had to do. You know, again, that impact score is a little subjective. But if the other aspects of the movie were higher, then the impact score would be higher. They just weren't. Yeah, so good acting could have definitely made the impact more. It's all about emotional response and revisiting your thoughts. And so maybe for about 20 minutes, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? And then you know what I said? I said, who gives a fuck? That movie sucked. And that's a 5 impact. now we get the plot. I gave the plot a 5 too. Shit, man. One of the worst plots I've ever seen, honestly. I think a 5 is a little bit high. But the ending did something for me, so I gave it a 5. I guess it's a sci-fi. I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but they're hunting down a fucking shimmer that nobody sees. A 5 might be high. They walk around the whole movie. The first, if the movie's an hour and 40 long, the first hour and 10 minutes is them being boring as shit and walking and not figuring anything out and nobody understanding. And I think you're supposed to infer that they're all going a little bit crazy, and because they obviously are. And it's boring. I don't know. I really don't know how else to say it outside of when you watch the movie, you're bored out of your fucking gourd for an hour. Hour 20 probably. I don't know exactly what the runtime was. So that's pretty much how I graded the plot. I didn't care about the husband. The story did not catch me. Nothing about it caught me. She shows up. They say, "Hey, we're heading to the shimmer." She's like, "Oh, I gotta go do it to save my husband." Blah blah blah. She finds out her husband. Like, nobody gives a. I don't know. I don't want to just recap it, but you just got to understand that for the most part, they're just standing in the. They're just standing in the woods, and nothing is happening. Nothing is propelling, and sometimes I guess a little freaky shit happens. Like one time a bear shows up, and one of the lady goes completely crazy. Maybe if that was better acted, it would have improved the plot. All of these tie together, guys. You got to understand that. And so then the ending is a 7.5. It gets this score because the ending was actually pretty good. If I think that they took this shitty movie and said, "Hey, okay, we're just gonna throw a twist on it. Maybe Natalie Portman's an alien, maybe she's not." And then everybody said, "Perfect. People eat that shit up like candy." And guess what? They fucking did. They fucking ate that shit up like candy. All you have to do is say, "Oh, maybe Natalie Portman's a robot. Maybe Natalie Portman's an alien. Maybe that's it. That's what Alex Garland does." Yeah. So I thought it was kind of an easy ending, honestly. I think if you're gonna make a movie about aliens in the sci-fi genre, that's definitely one of the simplest routes to go. Is ask the question of, is your main character a robot? Another thing I didn't like about the plot was I hated the flashbacks to Natalie Portman in the interrogation cell. I thought that totally took away from the movie, and they were boring too. So the ending was good though, in some ways, specifically directorially. I really liked the ending cinematically. Like the music struck me down to my core when I was watching it. It was just these deep, like bassy bongs, and it was disorienting, and the camera was moving, and the alien mimics Natalie Portman's every move, and it's pretty cool to watch an alien turn into a human. But yeah, emotionally and theatrically, I think very little was done. I don't think it advanced cinema very much. I don't think it advanced the sci-fi genre very much at all. I think they copied a lot from Stranger Things, honestly. I think they said, Stranger Things is popular, this might work. So let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say on that ending. It was by far the best part of the movie. And, yeah, again, maybe if the beginning of the ending, the only reason the ending's getting this high of a score is because it was directed so well. Nothing to do with the actual question at the end of, is Natalie Portman an alien? So, I just want, that's why it's getting such a high score and why it's getting such a low score. I felt it was a pretty campy ending for a pretty campy movie, and it was well directed, and that receives a 7.5 from me. So, that's it. I hope I broke it down a little bit. I hope you're able to watch this movie with a different perspective when you do watch it. Feel free to send comments too. I'll read them, guys. It's not that I do read them. I don't agree with them. I think that you can turn a shitty movie good by pretending like it has a lot of meaning, and I don't think this one had very much meaning. I really think it was a campy piece of shit. So whatever, man. It happens sometimes. Sometimes shitty movies become really good because of the public opinion. So, because of public influence, I guess. You know what I'm saying. We got a 5.8 on Annihilation, and I think it deserves every cent of that, every decimal of that, and it deserves not a decimal more. It's a fucking piece of shit, guys. Just kidding. You can give it a little more if you want. But don't get fooled into fucking jerking off to sci-fis and thinking that you know everything about the world because a sci-fi told you that Natalie Portman might be an alien. That's fucking campy, guys. All right. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed my dissection of Annihilation. Peace, fam. Catch you later, NetDicks movie people.